Heading into the final week of the regular season in Big Ten women's soccer, that Rutgers tops the standing is no great surprise, but look who is in second place. The Purdue Boilermakers, a program that has not made the NCAA tournament since 2009, will almost certainly end that drought this year, thanks in large part to the exploits of the Big Ten's leading scorer, Sarah Griffith, 13 goals on the year, tied for fourth most in the nation. She is today's big interview, and she joins us now on Big Ten Today. And Sarah, thanks so much for joining us. Let's start with your team. You were picked to finish 11th in the preseason poll. As we showed there, you are in second place right now. I'm sure everyone believed internally that this could be a good year for you guys, but are you surprised to be heading into the final week of the season and see this program as high as it is?
Not really. I think the potential this team has always had. There's no surprise how high we are in the standings, and with preseason polls, we use that to motivate us throughout the season. So, I'm not surprised. We worked so hard in the off season, and we did everything possible coming into every game. So, I'm so excited for this team, and I'm not shocked that we're up there, and we continue to work hard. So, we're so excited for the potential moving forward.
Okay, that being said, you cannot blame the preseason pollsters, right? Because you guys played the spring season last year and you finished in 10th. And that was just a matter of 4 or 5 months ago. So what changed here? I mean, how do you go from the 10th place team? Again, it's not a full year. I mean, this is less than half a year. And now all of a sudden you're one of the best teams, not just in the league, but in the country. What happened here?
Yeah, I think with only 3 months off, it was really difficult mentally and physically to come back and be ready for a whole season. But our team got together and we decided what we wanted out of this coming season. And we all, went home for a month and worked our hardest, and we left no stone unturned. That's our team motto. So we were going to do everything possible we could to walk away and be like, whatever happened, happened, and we deserved what's coming out of it. So we just went home, grinded, came back, and worked as a team and did everything possible we could.
How about for you personally? So you had 10 career goals coming into this season, and now, as I mentioned, you're one of the leading scorers in the country. You've scored a goal in 7 straight games, which is a Purdue record. What have you done to kind of find your groove here offensively?
Yeah, I think it all starts with your teammates and the coaching staff. This program's so close, and when you have teammates that set you up for success and work with you day in and day out, Tegan Jones has had the last 3 assists of my goals. She set me up so perfectly in front of the goal. So just having girls around you that are willing to work off of you and get in front of the net is so huge. And I think that's that firepower we maybe didn't have last season that we brought this season. It's just that hunger to goal and hunger to hit the back of the net.
I want to get into your background a little bit. You are from suburban Chicago. You were the state player of the year in Illinois as a high school senior. You originally committed to play at Illinois State for Drew Roth, and then, of course, he moved to Purdue, and you decided to follow him there and decommit and play at Purdue instead. What was it about Coach Roth that made you so convinced that he was the right person for you to play for?
Yeah, I think he knew how I played really well. He knew who I was as a player and as a person, and that's the connection I made with him and not maybe other coaches. So I definitely felt a bond there that I knew he knew how I was going to play and what I wanted and how to develop me. And now it's my last season, and I couldn't have asked for more. And he knows exactly how I play, what I want, and he's done everything possible to get me here. So that was a really cool connection I had in high school that now it's crazy to look back on in my 5th year and think what a right decision I made.
What's really amazing to me, and that maybe people who don't follow the game closely might not understand, is everything that you have overcome to get to this point. So you redshirted your sophomore year due to an injury, a previously undiagnosed spinal condition that had really been hampering you throughout your career, and you finally decided that you needed to get surgery. Give people a sense of how long this had been bothering you and the pain that you were in.
Yeah, the journey has been crazy. I don't really remember a time I haven't had back pain. It's been a part of my life since literally I could remember. So when I came to college, everything's so ramped up here that the back pain just skyrocketed, and Purdue gave me such a good place to conquer it and go head first with it, and they gave me such good resources, and it was definitely a crazy 18 months. There was points where we didn't know what to do with my back. We were trying everything, and then there was a point where we just had to go all in on the surgery, and that's what we did. And luckily it was right. It was the right decision. And then from there, it was 8-10 months of rehab, and not only physically getting back on the field, but mentally getting back on the field is such an underrated portion of being injured. So that was an even bigger part of it. So
I want to unpack some of that. Take me back to before you made the decision to get the surgery. I mean, you went through traction for a while. You got multiple spinal injections. What made you kind of hit a point where you said, I just can't go on with these kind of half measures anymore, and we're going to have to go all in?
Yeah, I think I didn't know how extensive it was going to be when I first got into some of the procedures. And at that point, we had to do everything that was possible. I was going to kind of go to the end of the world to figure out what was wrong and to get me back on the field. No matter what any doctor or surgeon said, I knew I had it in me to get back on the field. So just trying everything someone threw at me, I was like, okay, let's do it. If it didn't work, I was on to the next thing. And so, surgery was the last option. So of course I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. And luckily it turned out, and I had such a great support staff here at Purdue and all the resources that could make it that much easier.
Was there ever a point where you thought you might have to stop playing soccer?
Oh yes, lots of people, with that 18 months kind of told me, there's not a good chance, you'll never be the same player you were years ago. And that was something I really had to mentally figure out for myself, whether or not I was going to believe that. But, my love for soccer and my love for this team, this program, is so big that nothing anyone was going to say was going to slow me down. So, yeah, I just fought through it and believed in myself and believed in my teammates, and coaching staff and the teammates were there the whole time helping me through it. So everything that was thrown at me, I was able to, conquer and get over.
One of the things that really struck me in going through your story, so just to give people a time frame here, you had this surgery in the fall of 2018, so that's your sophomore year where you decided to redshirt, and we were showing some video of your rehab here just a few minutes ago, and you had a quote that really struck me where you said, I really had to relearn how to live. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, when I think about my surgery and my whole spine diagnosis, I really think of it more as like a lifestyle change than an injury. As weird as that sounds, although it was an injury, coming back, I literally had to relearn how to walk, how to get up. I remember having to learn how to take a hit, to fall on the ground, to get in a car, to stand for more than 5 minutes. Everything I had to relearn, and that's why, it was an injury, and it was a huge injury, but past that, it was just more, it gave me a new sense of life. And now I can walk around pain-free and not having to think about my back. And it was a huge lifestyle change. I had to learn like the simplest things. I was like, wow, I didn't know I would have to relearn how to walk or stand. So
that's amazing. What has it meant to share all of this success you've had this year with the people who helped make that possible, from the doctors to your teammates to your family and everyone at Purdue?
Yeah, I think there's no better feeling than being on the field and looking up into the stands and seeing your family and everyone who has been there to help you and to represent this program and these girls. I can't speak more highly of these girls on the field working. It's just been such a good season to finally show what we're made of and how much more we have left in the tank, and to be able to show that to all the people who have helped me throughout these past 2 years, and the incoming commits, and just who this program is really cool.
Well, next up for Purdue, a battle with Northwestern on Thursday, 8 Eastern time. You can see it right here on the Big Ten Network. Sarah Griffith, congratulations on all your success this year. And again, really remarkable everything you've been through, an inspirational story. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.